Good morning. I was just reading an article by Nick Cater in the Australian newspaper about Pauline Hanson, and Nick said that her impetuous wearing of the burqa into the Senate last week consigned One Nation to continuing fringe party status. And not to quibble, but I disagree on both counts. One, that it was an impetuous act. I thought Pauline thought about it long and hard, and she's done it before, so it was quite deliberate. There was nothing impetuous about it. And to suggest that One Nation, currently polling at 15%, is a fringe party, not so sure about that either. It was fascinating to think of Pauline's journey, isn't it? I knew Pauline before she entered Parliament in 1995. I'd been helping a lady called Hilda des Arts establish a hospice in Ipswich. Hilda was one of the most remarkable human beings I've ever met. And Pauline helped as well. And around that same time, I facilitated a discussion one night, packed house, Archbishop Peter Hollingworth and Pauline Hanson. And it's fair to say that Peter was no fan of Pauline Hanson, but she gave as good as she got. It's just really interesting to think about the divergent roads they've travelled in that time. Peter Hollingworth went on to become the Australian of the Year in 2001, largely because of his, in their words, advocacy of social justice issues. It was, of course, a kind of justice that he didn't have, or did his church, for victims of sexual abuse. And Peter, of course, after being made Governor-General by John Howard, later had to resign for some particularly egregious comments he made, showing his lack of understanding at around that time, related to sexual abuse. Pauline, meantime, went to jail in 2003 for outrageous and shameful charges. She was released after about 11 weeks, but it was outrageous that she should ever have gone to jail. And still she goes on. You don't need to like Pauline to understand that she's had a profound impact on Australian politics. Those who criticise her, I think, would do better to understand why she's been successful. On every single issue, you know exactly what she stands for. You can agree with it, you can disagree with it, you can love her, you can loathe her, you know where she stands. Of the major parties, on how many issues can that necessarily be said? Of the Liberal Party at the moment, the same question applies. So to me, it's no surprise that she's lasted. She's authentic. She's honest, and I've known her a long time, and I like her. I've never voted for her, but a lot of people have, and my hunch is that the next election, a lot of people will. Have a great day.